Reliability is something we are seriously working on. Let me bring to context what we are doing to strengthen Kenya Power and ensure that they are operating as a commercial company and competing in that space to supply industry, not just like one of my colleagues there said, affordable but competitive cost of energy. Competition in industry is a global issue today, and unless we are competitive, we don't attract that competitive advantage of global firms looking at us as manufacturing centers and things like that. So we are working on reliability, and to be able to do that, some of the things that we've done, and we did go to cabinet to really appreciate the fact that Kenya Power, as a listed company, needs to also have return to the shareholders, those who have bought shares through the Nairobi Securities Exchange. So what we've done, and though we didn't talk much about, is to look at the shareholding structure of Kenya Power. Kenya Power today is 50.1% government and 49.9% private through the Nairobi Securities Exchange. And yet, all the directors are nominated by government. So what we've done in the last AGM, and before the AGM, was to have a special AGM, reworked on the memorandum and articles of associations to allow the private sector to bring in representation proportionate to their shareholding. So today, Kenya Power governance at the board level has got 4 directors representing the interest of government, 5 directors, representing the interest of government, and 4 directors representing the interest of the private sector. So when we went to the last AGM, we did allow the minority at 49.9% to elect their representation so that we infuse knowledge and capacity from the private sector to take care of their shares. The second thing that we've done, which will improve reliability, is in terms of depoliticizing how we have employed Kenya Power to run government social infrastructure, like we have used them to do the last mile. And today, we owe Kenya Power as government 26 billion. And what we're seeking to do with that, under that approved cabinet memo, is to allow Kenya Power debt equity improve, have that debt to be restructured against the on-lent loans to Kenya Power. That way, we are able to write down what government owes them there's another asset transfer from Ketraco. There are some assets which are owned by Kenya Power, which are transmission assets. And yet, Kenya Power should be doing the last mile, the distribution, the buyer market. What this means, Trevor, is that we are able to allow the transmission company to run under what you would call an unbundle. We'll do full unbundling of the energy sector, where there are generators, there is a transmission company, and there is a buyer. We're then able to implement the spirit of the 2019 Energy Act, which requires that we open the market. Yeah. Today, we have what we call a single market buyer, which is KPLC buying all the power from the generators, because there is not a very delineated or separation on transmission. Once the transmission is done and the regulations are already on my desk for wheeling, you should be able to generate power as an independent party, wheel it to market using Ketraco, which under that unbundled structure, they have a tariff for wheeling to market, and sell your power wherever you want to sell the power. Because the responsibility of transmission will have been delineated from Kenya Power, which is not the case today. Okay. The other thing that we are working on seriously to improve the performance of Kenya Power is to reduce the power losses. Kiptoo did talk to us during the break that in 2022, we had power losses up to 22.4%. Yeah. We have given Kenya Power a target to bring down the power losses to about 16% within the next 3-4 years. And we have given a structure on how that can be worked on so that the technical losses can come down by about 8%, transmission losses 4%, commercial losses, and so on and so forth. Yeah. And you'll ask, how do we do this? We will strengthen the network by investing in the network to improve the transmission network. We are now working on PPP, allowing private-public partnership. There are a number of transmission circuits which are being built by the private sector.
Yeah.
Because there is a wheeling tariff. They are able to earn either on wheeling or capacity, which is basically availability.
Yeah.
And then therefore,